Whether it's covering a Big Ten matchup on the sidelines or trekking the streets searching for the latest news story, my goal as a journalist is to make any story engaging. Hi, I'm Chelsie Brown and I consider myself a multimedia journalist. As a multimedia journalist, I have experience in anchoring a newscast, one-on-one player interviews, live shooting, and shooting, editing, and producing my own work. I believe my interest in journalism is a way I can make any topic my own story. Finding a unique angle to tell a story can make or break one's appeal to the audience. So here are some examples of the stories I have told. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I hope you enjoy. Your thumbs are an essential part of communicating every day. Students dwindle their thumbs over iPhones daily, but could you imagine not being able to use your thumbs for a day, or even trying to catch a ball as a football player whose thumbs are immobilized? Senior linebacker James Morris faces this challenge when catching the ball.
Conventional wisdom is right to say, like, make a square, make a triangle, you do that. And then you want the point of the ball to go through your hands, and then you secure it with your fingertips. But when you can't use your thumbs, it more or less hits, and then you have to collapse around the ball.
Since the 2011 football season, due to jamming his thumbs numerous times, he now wears thumb casts during most games. He has bone spurs in his thumb, which are bony projections that develop along the edges of bones. These casts are put on both of his thumbs and then taped around his hands, only allowing wiggle room for the top of his thumb, but this doesn't stop Morris from catching the ball. This leading linebacker is tied for first in the nation for overall linebacker interceptions with a total of 3. Seen in previous games, Morris goes up for a catch and bobbles the ball before securing it into his body for an interception. Because his thumbs are immobilized, this has presented a challenge for him when catching the ball, but has not put a hold for wanting to make those defensive plays.
One thing about James Morris, anything he has, he'll use, and experience is a part of that. So, some guys just kind of float through life. So experience isn't that big a deal, but that's not the case with him.
Experience has led Morris to being a leading linebacker, even with the setback of his thumbs.
I think some of it's luck, and then some of it is being opportunistic, and when the chance does present itself to make a play, you do have to make it, and that's sometimes maybe harder than what it appears on TV.
Chelsie Brown, Daily Iowan TV. Two weeks ago, this fight broke out on an Iowa City school bus, and the video was posted to YouTube. 5 students were charged with disorderly conduct, and even though violence in schools has decreased, it has not completely faded away.
Yeah, it was just scary to think that people would do that and that people would get involved.
I was surprised. I didn't think that kind of stuff would actually happen.
Of the 31 student, staff, and non-student school-associated violent deaths occurring between July 1st, 2010 and June 30th, 2011, 25 were homicides and 6 were suicides. And from that same time frame, there were 11 homicides and 3 suicides of school-aged youth between the ages of 5 to 18 at school. This chart behind me shows different types of offenses reported in schools in 2009 and 2010. As you can see, all the offenses decreased in 2010, noting both types of assault and weapon violations, which have accounted for most recent school violence incidents. With our latest figures from 2009 and 2010, and stepping closer to the one-year anniversary of the Sandy Hook incident, since then, schools have taken extra measures to make sure students feel like they are in a safe environment.
I think the teachers here are well equipped. I just think because it was on the bus and there's no teachers around, that's why it broke out.
While some of these incidents are tragic, school violence is not an epidemic. Officials believe there is a large decrease due to the reform of the zero-tolerance policy to the change in a more flexible threat assessment approach. But with these studies, officials are not minimizing the impact on schools and have put a focus on preventing crimes within schooling environments. Chelsie Brown, Daily Iowan TV.